You son of a... I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight smoker. Okay, we need to stop!
Hey guys, welcome to our new episode of Error 379. This episode is dedicated to our dads, which are all born in October. So instead of doing a Father's Day episode on Father's Day, we're doing it in the month of October.
And so to go along with our dad themed, we have a special drink that I myself concocted called a Big Daddy Little Sister, which is, of course, based off of BioShock, the enemies known as Big Daddy and Little Sister, and we have our Big Daddy and Little Sister here. Our Big Daddy is going to go into our pint glass, and our little sister is going to go into our shot glass, and it's going to be a drop shot. So...
Which I love.
Yeah, drop shots are fun.
I love drop shots.
So, for Big Daddy, we're going to be using Not Your Father's Root Beer, which, as you can tell, is going with our dad theme. Doesn't want to open. Yes!
Yay.
I just knocked over my wand.
Do that.
We need to get our chemistry set out. Okay. So, for our Big Daddy.
You're the chemist.
I am the no. Oh, dear Christ, no.
Excellent.
So, we're going to use about half a bottle for each Big Daddy. If I use the, bottle opener correctly.
To be fair, it's kind of a weird one.
A little more than half. Because you want room for the shot to drop in.
I got a lot of foam.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And our little sister... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Our Big Daddy's not done yet.
Oh, no it is not.
Still needs an upgrade.
Yeah, our Big Daddy's getting an upgrade, and it is a float. Oh, dear. I don't have a spoon. Usually a float, you use a spoon. That's not gonna work. Normally for a float, you'd use a spoon, but we're just gonna add a little bit of spiced rum to our Big Daddy. We are using Kraken spiced rum.
So does a spoon help?
Well, normally when you do a float or when you do a half and half, which is when you take two different beers of two different colors and you, because you know how they
layer it.
Mm-hmm, you layer it, and so you take the back of the spoon and you pour it gently over the back of the spoon, and it's supposed to help.
Is that how they do it?
Yeah, that's how
okay.
it floats on top. But since we don't have a spoon, we're not going to do it as a float, but that's okay. And our little sister is going to be some marshmallow vodka. Got about half a shot of marshmallow vodka. Now, a warning to anybody watching, this is actually our first attempt at this. So, I think you need a little more. Okay. So, results may vary. We don't have an exact recipe.
I'm guessing that was mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a bit of grenadine. Whee! Which kind of makes it look a little bit like Adam.
Which is funny because little sisters
carry needle guns
to extract Adam.
Yay! So
we're gonna chug it or we're gonna sip it?
I'm gonna chug it, but that's what a drop shot is.
I'm gonna try.
So, are you ready for
Watch
my...
like halfway through the video, we're gonna be really like buzz.
Are you ready for the experimental drop shot?
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Set. Go.
Ah!
Oh, what am I doing?
Shit. Holy crap! I got it all over my hand.
Oh, the fizz went up into my nose. It ruined. I can't.
I started dribbling.
Yeah, it's. Oh god, my nose burns.
That's good.
It is good.
Is it?
I
Whew.
I'm having a hard time finishing it because my nose.
oh.
You can sip it.
Oh. I'll need that.
On the plus side,
Oh.
as we're cleaning up here, I will explain. On the plus side, this particular drop shot does not have anything in it that will curdle. So if you would prefer, you can just, drop the shot and then sip it. Even though technically a drop shot, you chug it, but hey, it's for fun.
Yeah. Here's like I don't understand. I chug all my other drinks.
So how was it?
It was good. I really liked it.
Cool. Our experimental drop shot was pretty much a success.
Yay!
Oh, it clears the sinuses. Oh, my nose.
You know what? I saw online this brilliant idea.
Ooh.
Someone had created a drop shot set
Ooh.
where there was a magnet on the bottom of both the shot glass and the pint glass. So
Oh,
once you
that's
drop
a good
the shot,
idea.
the shot glass will stick to the bottom,
That way it doesn't
and that way
smack
it
you in
doesn't
the
smack.
face.
Yep,
That's a really good idea.
It is. Is it available to buy?
I believe so.
Cool. So, to showcase how awesome our dads are, we're going to do a top 10 countdown of some of the worst dads in pop culture media.
So starting at number 10, we have Howard Stark.
Of the infamous Marvel,
Marvel Universe, father of Tony Stark.
aka Iron Man.
What? Alright.
There we go.
That was well timed.
Good job. So yeah, Howard's on the list more for the sense that he was basically neglectful, an absent father kind of thing. He didn't really pay too much attention to Tony.
He also tended to put too much expectation on him.
Yeah. He was just, a lot of pressure.
In a sense, a lot of people believe that because of the way he was brought up, it kind of affected how Tony grew up as an adult. So you can almost kind of blame Howard for how, the kind of attitude and personality that Tony ended up growing up into. So
Yeah.
he ended up in our number 10 spot. In our number 9 spot, we have the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad Lucius Malfoy from the Harry Potter series, also known as Draco Malfoy's father. And
My father will hear about this. As he so often said.
Yeah.
well, Lucius Malfoy, while doing it in an attempt to help his family, he brought Draco into the Death Eaters, which led to a lot of terrible things happening. Draco was essentially coerced into helping the Dark Lords sneak in Death Eaters to Hogwarts. He was told to kill Dumbledore, which in the end he wasn't able to do.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Spoiler
pressure.
alert, Snape did it.
There's a lot of pressure to put on a 16-year-old. I mean, especially since, he's basically raised to be a spoiled brat and a bigot, and now he's, put under this pressure. It's like, hey, you better do this impossible task, or your family's gonna die.
And, well, Draco was prone to breakdowns during that year in school when he was brought into the Death Eater, and overall, he was not a very good dad.
No, he didn't even try to do anything to help him out.
No, it was all about... and he did
Bring honor to your family, basically.
Yeah, he disguised, hey, this is for the family, but, he disguised it by claiming that this was for the family, this is for the good of us, this is the good for the Malfoy name, but in the end, no, it wasn't. It was terrible.
It was just him being a coward. It's like, okay, I fucked up, and now you've got to fix it.
Yeah.
So, that brings us to number 8.
Number 8 is Haytham Kenway from Assassin's Creed 3, Connor's dad. Wasn't really in the picture until much later, so he didn't know he had a kid. At least I'm pretty sure he didn't know, because didn't he visit the village?
He wasn't aware that he had the kid.
Yeah.
At first.
Yeah. And if you are aware of the game, Haytham is a Templar, so it's already a little bit of tension going there.
Templars being the bad guys, or actually considered to be the bad guys, since the expected protagonist of the Assassin's Creed series are always the assassins, which Connor was. They were kind of at odds there.
Yeah. So he didn't raise him, some other guy did, and then once they met, they only worked together because they're
goals aligned.
A shaky truce because of similar goals. Ended up splitting at the end.
Yeah, as soon as their paths decided to split, Haytham was just like, I'm gonna kill you now. And there was a fight, and it's just bad parenting.
And Connor was forced to kill his own father because of it.
Yeah. Way to go, Dad.
Yeah.
Haytham earns the number 8 spot on our list. Mm-hmm. And so number 7 is presented by our number 7.
Yeah.
And that slot goes to John Winchester from Supernatural. What? Oh, okay. I like that shirt.
Winchester and Sons.
Demon Hunters.
Established November 2nd, 1983.
Yep.
Right. Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, so basically what that means for anyone who's not familiar with Supernatural or the character is that on that particular date, his wife was murdered by a demon, and he basically runs off and becomes a hunter of the supernatural, title. He took his sons along with him instead of leaving them with family. He basically traveled across the country, living from motel room to motel room, and exposed his small children to these, basically the things that go bump in the night, and raised them as soldiers, and was mostly gone most of the time on his mission to avenge his wife, leaving his eldest son to take care of his youngest son, and, was basically more or less neglectful and just really messed them up psychologically.
And proof of that came in one episode where a demon paraded around as John Winchester himself. And the reason Dean knew it wasn't his father is because this demon parading around as John said that he was proud of Dean.
Yeah, like, how messed up of a parent do you have to be that, like, it's a surprise when your kids hear that you're proud of them? Like, that's messed up.
So, like, you're proud of me? You're dead.
And instead of allowing his youngest son, Sam, who wanted to go off to college when he turned 18, wanted him to stay with the family and continue the family business, so to speak, instead of living a normal life where he could be safe away from all these dangers, which he was supposedly trying to protect them from anyway. So,
yeah.
Terrible dad number 7, John Winchester.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Good job, John.
Which leads us to
number 6.
Our number 6 spot, which is...
Oh, God.
Are you have another... What?
Booker DeWitt!
What are you...
Of the BioShock Infinite video game.
Oh,
the
hey!
BioShock... Hey! We match!
Yeah!
Booker DeWitt! Who?
Her dad.
Elizabeth's dad. Who sold her. Literally. Sold his baby daughter to, well... Scientists to clear away his gambling debt because he had fallen into depression and alcohol and a lot of terrible things after the mother of his child, Elizabeth, the child he sold, died. So, good job, Booker. And the great thing is he sold it to an evil version of himself.
Which, I guess that kind of means that his evil self wanted to redeem himself because he wanted to raise a baby.
No,
yeah.
Not even close.
No, because the evil version of himself was even a worse dad because he locked her in a tower for most of her life.
Yeah.
And the only reason the only reason she got out, give me that. The only reason she got out of that tower is because Booker came to, well, he came to save her without even knowing it was his daughter that he had sold so many years ago.
Because these two were just like, hey, we're gonna row you to this thing, and you're gonna go, woo! And then you're stuck in this world, and now you gotta save this chick.
Long story short, Booker DeWitt sold his daughter.
Yep.
Yeah, just to clear a debt, which is a pretty douchey move.
Along those same lines is our number 5 spot.
Which goes to Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time, who basically chose the power of ultimate dark magic over that of living a life without it with his son. And, as a result, his kid ends up getting sucked into a magical wormhole that sends him to a place without magic all by himself when he's like 14 or something.
He was young.
Yeah.
He was young enough, he shouldn't have been on his own.
Yeah. So, kind of a jerk move to choose power over your kid.
Yeah, especially since he wanted to protect his kid, too.
Yeah, which is why he got the dark power in the first place, is because he was trying to keep his son from being dragged off to war and getting killed. And so then to choose power over his kid seems kind of hypocritical or redundant or something.
Yeah.
And, as if that wasn't bad enough, then, years later he tries to more or less murder his grandson because he may or may not be his downfall. So, not only is he a shitty dad, but he's also a shitty grandpa.
Yeah.
So, 2 generations, way to go, Rumple.
Well, that takes us to number 4, who is Hojo from Final Fantasy VII. You don't really think he's the dad, but actually he's Sephiroth's dad. The sole purpose of Sephiroth was so he could experiment on a fetus. Hojo didn't want anything to do with the kid as like a child. He wanted it as a science experiment. How crappy is that?
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's like really bad.
Yeah, he didn't care, and even as he grew up as kind of a failed experiment, he still was just like, he just treated him like a soldier. It's like, oh, we have no relations at all. You're just going to do my bidding and try and, you're just...
It's like, I have no connection to you whatsoever, even though I provided you with my sperm.
Yeah.
Terrible, terrible father. But,
not as terrible as number 3.
Number 3, which is one that I personally hate with a dire passion because it happens to be...
Another one?
What?
How many?
Howard Pavis.
How many do you have?
Father of Dorian Pavis of Dragon Age Inquisition.
This is your 3rd.
And what makes Howard Pavis so despicable is he actually threatened to use illegal blood magic to change the sexual orientation of his son so he could marry him off to a woman simply so he could have a seat in the magisterium when he grew up. And for those who don't understand those terms necessarily in the context of the game, it's bad he tried to change his son's sexual orientation with illegal magic.
Yep.
It's bad.
Just so he could have a government position.
Yep. And while you may have the chance to redeem him during one of your conversations during the solo mission with Dorian, I never got to that point because I walked out on him because there was actually no sword fight Howard Pavis option in the dialogue wheel. So I left.
I had the makeup and...
No. Never making up. Nope.
Yeah, that's a really terrible thing to do to your child, and that's not...
Because he didn't care about Dorian once he grew up and decided he liked men. He's just like, oh, okay, you're not my son anymore. I'm going to try and, change you so that you're my son again.
And you can do what I want you to do instead of what you want to do, and that's not cool.
No.
Yeah.
So, shame on him.
Again, Howard Pavis wanted power over happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So he earned our number 3 spot.
Yeah. And speaking of those who want power over the happiness of their family, number 2 spot goes to Fire Lord Ozai from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, for those who know the show, you know what I'm talking about. For those who don't know, to start with, as a bit of backstory for him.
We're going to be here a while.
Yeah. Basically... to his father to punish him for not being sympathetic to, the loss of his nephew. He said, oh, you want the throne? Well, how about instead you kill your own son and, to learn a lesson. And he was going to do it. He was going to murder his firstborn son because his father told him to. And he didn't feel a shred of guilt about it. The only reason he didn't is because his wife agreed to take the fall if he murdered his own father so that he could take the throne.
That sounds very convoluted.
Yeah.
So that...
He murdered his dad instead of murdering his son.
Yeah.
So that's where we get to that part.
Yeah. And so banished...
God, there's more.
Yeah. Banished. And so because, his wife took the fall, he banished her from the kingdom, basically taking away the only parent that cared about Zuko, his son. and just to leave him alone and without people that cared about him. His daughter ended up a raging psychopath, and with no intervention on his part. She's flipping crazy. And so then when Zuko was 13, in a
military meeting.
Yeah, in a military meeting, because he'd spoken out against a general, it was apparently an insult to him, and ended up facing him in an Agni Kai, which is a firebending duel. And Zuko was just like, no, you're my dad. I love you. I'm not gonna fight you. I didn't mean to disrespect you. And Ozai's just like, nope, burn your face off. Because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Sounds overdramatic.
Yeah, he permanently disfigures his 13-year-old son because he spoke out during a meeting.
What a terrible father!
Yeah, he's a douche.
But he still did not get spot number 1.
No, he did not.
No, he didn't. But before we get to spot number 1, we'd like to give out a few honorable mentions who didn't quite make the top 10 list for us. Honorable mention number 1, Manfred von Karma from the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney games. And he gets an honorable mention because he basically adopted the son of the man he murdered, and then was super strict and placed high expectations on both that boy and his own daughter, and they were kind of emotionally stunted because of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, super duper emotionally stunted.
Honorable mention number 2 would be Benjamin Horne from the Twin Peaks series, which seems a little out of left field, but being a cult classic, we felt it necessary to mention. He was a bit of an absent father. He also put a lot of expectations on his children. Benjamin Horne sucks! He was a terrible father to his children, and he might have actually,
fathered another one.
In an affair.
Honorable mention number 3 goes to Magneto, who is on this list because, well, he didn't really raise any of his children. He had no idea about all three of the children that he fathered, and he didn't come into their lives until later in their lives when they're teenagers or young adults. And when he did, he wasn't really a father at all. He basically just used them for his own purposes. And it was crap.
That kind of sounds familiar to honorable mention.
Our next honorable mention
being Andrew Ryan from BioShock.
Again, from the BioShock series, because it's full of trash dads.
It really is. He had no idea about Jack, the protagonist, and
also happened to murder the birth mother in cold blood. Our final honorable mention happens to be Darth Vader of Star Wars, who you might think would actually make it on a top 10 list, but considering, he kind of chopped off his son's hand and then, tried to get his children to join the dark side, he did end up redeeming himself by saving said son from the Emperor, who was trying to kill him. So, Darth Vader gets a bit of a pass there.
Yeah.
Maybe
he's just mentioned because, chopped off his kid's hand.
Yeah.
He was also...
And then reveals that, hey, by the way, I'm your dad.
He was also kind of manipulated by Emperor Palpatine, so we're kind of giving Darth Vader a bit of a pass here.
And for our number 1 spot of Father of the Year...
Our Father of the Year award. The number 1 spot. The winner of our top 10 countdown.
That we feel is probably the worst dad ever.
Of all time.
Odin
from Thor and mythology.
Another one?
Alright. That works.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so just strictly speaking from the Marvel universe, he steals Loki, saves him. I say saves him because,
But by his own admittance, he took him for political reasons.
Yes. He took Loki for political reasons, raised him as his own, but kind of as the redheaded stepkid. Kind of. And then...
Let's just say he did not love him as much as Frigga did.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, one of the big things is his own flesh and blood almost starts a war. He banishes him to Earth to learn a lesson. His his adopted child, would that be
No.
Loki.
His Loki.
Yeah.
His Loki.
Decides to be a little punk and try to take over.
Well, now
While he goes into...
Now you're talking MCU. We haven't even breached the whole world of the comic books.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, so this is just movie alone.
Don't even get us started on the mythology. No, mythological is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but you want to say mythology.
I was going to say mythological standpoint.
Alright, anyways.
Mythology standpoint wouldn't make much sense.
It still makes sense.
Whatever. Odin is a terrible father.
Yeah, so Thor almost starts a war, banished to learn a lesson. He goes into convenient Odin sleep when Loki's trying to find out his
having
his
an
true
identity crisis.
Yeah, when he's trying to find out his true heritage, suddenly Odin's just like, ugh. And then while he's in convenient Odin sleep, Loki decides, well, Thor's been banished, so I'm going to take over, and then that automatically gets him put in jail for the rest of his
Technically,
life.
from a deleted scene, Frigga appoints him king while Odin's asleep and Thor's away.
Yeah, it's
okay,
true.
well, still,
he didn't ask for it. He was appointed.
Well, we all know he wanted it.
Except that he says that he didn't. He says when he's fighting Thor that he never wanted the throne. He just wanted to be his equal.
Fair enough.
This is not a debate about Loki.
Yeah,
this is not.
Either way,
this is just because Odin is terrible.
Yeah, either way, while he's in Odin sleep, Loki takes over, does some bad things, and then Thor redeems himself. Loki gets put in jail.
And let's not forget that in mythology, Loki actually gets pregnant because Odin is a jerk.
Yeah.
Not by Odin.
No. Not by Odin. But he does give birth to an 8-legged horse. 6-legged? 8-legged?
8-legged. That he then takes as his own personal steed. And not just the horse.
We're not making any sense anymore.
He banishes all of Loki's children. Like, every child that he has is either banished, imprisoned, or murdered.
We are very passionate about terrible Father Odin.
Because Loki's probably the worst example of his bad parenting, but still there's Thor, who was raised as a spoiled brat, almost started a war, and instead of, having to sit down with him and be like, hey, even though this is what I did, and I told you stories about this all the time, and of course you were going to behave this way, and I never changed it, even though you made this mistake, I'm going to banish you instead without all your powers to this planet you've never been to. And not only that, taking into account Avengers, he finds out, not only, Loki, they assume he dies at the end of Thor, falling off the Bifrost into the abyss or whatever. They throw a fucking party.
Yeah.
And then in Avengers, they're like, oh, okay, so my adoptive son's not really dead, and he's actually, pulling together this alien army to take over this other planet that's under our protection. Am I going to gather up my own forces or go down there myself and bring my son home? No, instead, I'm just gonna send Thor. Just Thor, all by himself, to face his estranged brother that he just found out was actually alive, and an army. And he sends Thor. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. He's got a hammer. It'll work out. It's cool. I'm not an all-powerful god of multiple realms or anything, and I could just, snap him up in an instant. No. I'm gonna send Thor. Because, why not?
Yeah, and then don't even give him a fair trial. He's just, sitting there in his big pimp chair going,
no trial at all!
To jail!
He doesn't even find out. He doesn't try to find out why. He's just like, yeah, you're going to jail. Thor at least got banished and was able to, learn his lesson. No, Loki just gets locked up.
Yeah.
That's why Odin wins it all. He's the worst dad ever.
Thank you.
Worst dad ever.
Confetti.
So yay.
Oh, it smells of dust.
So that's it for our countdown of terrible fictional dads. And why ours are awesome. Because none of them have done shit like this.
Nope.
Ours are so much better.
Because I'm pretty sure if they did, they'd go to jail.
Probably, but
none of these people went to jail.
Yeah. They've never abandoned us. They've never used us to...
Lucius Malfoy was kind of taken to
Okay, yeah.
Azkaban.
But
wizard jail.
Yeah.
But he was only there
He
for
was taken to wizard jail.
He was taken to lizard jail.
But he didn't stay there.
Well, no. Anywho,
Von Karma was taken to jail.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, there was that.
Yeah.
But that was for murder and not how he treated his kids. Just saying.
I mean, murder of his adopted son's real father.
Yeah.
Terrible dads make us drink.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. Holy shit.
Yeah, don't stand.
Whee!
So,
if there's any dads that you think should have made the list, do
There
let us know.
are many.
Yeah, do let us know in the comments below or on our social media like Facebook or Tumblr, maybe even Twitter. Yeah.
thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.
Oh, God.
So, okay, so...
I need this one. Damn it.
Okay.
This is gonna be hot.
Especially now that we have new lighting.
Oh, is Booker next?
Yeah.
Okay. I know. It's gonna be terrible.
Have fun with that.
It'll be like that one time that I was... Oh, God. that we were filming,
How many shirts is that? That's 4. Okay, then this is the last one.
when we were filming... I know, the sleeves are gonna show on this one.
Well, this is... Yeah.
It looks ridiculous.
The things I do for you!